What's your name and what were you doing in Japan?
My name is Ellie Kharazmi, and we just went on a 2-week holidays to Japan with my father-in-law and my husband. And we were due back on Saturday, and on Friday is when the earthquake hit. And we were supposed to go on a day trip to Sendai. I changed my mind last minute, and I stayed behind to go to the museum and do last-minute shopping. And they went to Sendai for just a day trip to meet a friend. And I was at the museum when the earthquake happened, and I could not get in touch with them. For about an hour, I didn't know what's happening to them. But then I found out that the earthquake was actually, Sendai was the epicenter. And I really thought they were dead because the footage I saw on TV, I couldn't believe anybody can survive that. And an hour later, my sister in Vancouver was able to text me that they're alive and they're doing well. And so I had to get back to my hotel, which took me a whole day of walking. I just had to walk. I stayed with some people I met from Seattle. I stayed in their hotel and got myself to the hotel and talked to my family and saw the footage, and I could realize that Sendai, they can't get out of it that easily. And so, and they said there wasn't anything I could do by staying in Tokyo for them, so they were able to put me on the first flight back to Vancouver. So I got here Saturday night without them, which was the hardest thing I had to do. That's not how I imagined that I go with them and I come home alone. And but they were in Sendai for 3 days, couldn't get out. There was no electricity, no water. Their iPhone was, the battery was running out, so they were turning it off and just texting very infrequently. But they were able to go to the emergency shelter, and there was power there, so they were able to charge their phone and be in touch with us. And after 3 days, they found a way out through where the media was getting to Sendai, and that's how they got out. And we were at Tokyo last night, and we were able to book them on the first flight out, and we're just waiting for them.
And now they're having the radiation warnings in Tokyo. How do you feel to be here safe in Vancouver?
I just feel we're so lucky. I think where they were, how close they were, and making it through. We were just one of the lucky ones to survive. And I don't worry about radiation and all that at this point. Sometimes I think if it's your time to go, it's time to go. The fact that they just made it. I worry about the other stuff later, but I feel for the people of Japan. They're one of the most nicest nations that I've ever been a privilege of visiting. I can tell you so much, like at that time, how calm they were, how accommodating, and even though they were fearful for their lives, they made sure we all be taken care of. I just have nothing but good things to say about the people of Japan. And I think at that time, the goodness of everyone comes out. Times like that, it's just amazing.